fun ever doing
Yeah,
the show?
I'm having fun. It's like a lot of work making a TV show, man. I thought it just takes like 15 minutes a week, but
Really? Takes more than that?
30, 45 minutes, yeah. It's tough.
See, when I watch your show, it kind of makes me feel...
Who's that?
What's that?
Who's that?
Oh, that's the person that's going to call on Skype.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
she's there waiting to talk to you.
Okay.
We can take a call from her right away.
No, I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No, I mean, if you want to talk to her, we can talk to her right away. Yeah.
I mean, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
It's your world.
I thought we could start by just looking at a clip of your show.
Oh, yeah,
just
that'd
so
be great.
that
Give us some
anybody out
context.
there in the world who maybe has not seen the show yet,
Yeah.
if there's one person who has not seen it,
Yeah.
they can get an idea of what this is all
they're
about.
like, who
this
the
is.
fuck is
Let's
this
have a
guy?
look at you destroying your set.
Okay, great.
Okay.
One.
I love that. Now, do you ever get hurt? You ever get hurt
Yeah, I
doing
got
that?
hurt pretty bad. I hurt my back interviewing Vivica Fox this year. Pretty bad.
You're supposed to start at the bottom.
How'd that happen?
I just went straight through the desk while I was interviewing her and just landed. I didn't put any padding. I forgot to put padding down. Just hit my butt on the concrete.
So I've been reading all the stuff about the show, and you
Yeah.
always say nice things about me.
Yeah,
You got a shade new limit?
I don't know what it is about
It's a
me,
small
but
shade
make it
new
about
limit.
but since you didn't say
Your
nice
set
stuff.
destruction is really your baby.
Yeah, well,
And I didn't really realize it until later. I was like, people were always like, where'd you get the idea for the show? But then, just one day I was like, oh, that's from Tom's show, Tom Green.
destroying the set.
Destroyed the set just out of nowhere. You're interviewing that guy that worked at a butcher shop or something,
Yeah,
right?
we have a clip of that. We'll show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
'cause-
won't spoil it now.
No, we'll look at it in a second.
Yeah.
But see,
And then I was like, oh, I'm just biting Tom Green. So thank you
Well,
for your brain.
we didn't
I
smash
ripped you off, basically.
We didn't smash it every week. We did it once.
I think I watched that clip when I was like 18 years old, and I was like, Tom Green should do that every episode,
Yeah.
every day. And I was
We-
like, one day I'm gonna go to music school and fail as a musician, and then I'll get into comedy.
We were doing the show in a public access station, and then we had an opportunity to do it on the Comedy Network in Canada. So we had a little budget. So we built like a really fancy set, and then one night, just spontaneously, I decided to throw my body through the set,
It's the best.
and our producer cried.
Yeah.
She cried.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at it real quick. Yeah, this is the first time we've ever aired an old clip of
Nice.
here's me smashing my set 15 years ago.
What was that guy's reaction afterwards? Was he like, was that good?
Well, see, that's the thing. Our guest was, because we were doing the show in Ottawa, Canada.
Yeah.
Not exactly showbiz central.
Showbiz capital of the world.
Our guest that night was a butcher.
Yeah.
We thought that was neat. That's something, right? He's
He
a
was a
butcher.
great guest. I thought he was very genuine, and I thought he was a great guest.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just so much fun. And when I watch your show, it just makes me sort of feel a lot of nostalgia towards those days.
Oh.
I mean, because you guys are nuts.
You were like the forefather of set destruction, man. You're the forefather of the show. I hope you watch it like a proud dad.
Now, how did you decide
You have a
to...
little tear in your eye.
Yeah, well, you know,
Farting in
you
Vivica
guys have
Fox's face.
You guys have taken it to a whole other level, though. I mean,
man.
what is it, first of all, about, is it deconstruction of the talk show?
Yeah, I get a lot. I don't know. I just like to write whatever's funny. I'm not like, okay, Jay Leno's doing this, so I got to make fun of it. It's not that academic or direct. I'm just like, well, it's funny. Plus, I grew up on your show and Jiminy Glick and Space Ghost, all these other mock talk shows. So I just like, and anti-talk shows. So I just, those are my big influences. I'm not even like rebelling against current talk shows as much as I'm just like admiring the anti-talk shows and just trying to do that kind of stuff.
What have you ever been arrested?
Yeah, I got arrested shooting I went to Rancho Cucamonga. I went to this town hall meeting dressed like a frat boy with like an Alpha Beta Kappa, like I felt the thigh shirt and like a backwards O'Doul's hat. And I went to, while the mayor, it was like a town hall meeting, so the mayor was like blabbing away about the Parks and Recreation Department. And I ran up to the podium as he was talking, and I was like, hey, vote for me for class president, and I'll put beer in the water fountains and cameras in the girls' locker rooms. Go Bobcats! And like, there were like 20 sheriffs there, so they were just like, what the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of here. And they brought me outside. I'm like wiggling around. I'm like, go.
In 2016,
You got arrested for
Trump
that?
fought for us. He gave a voice to the voiceless. But since then, it's become all about him, not us.
Well, should Congress ban CBDCs, or do you like the idea of the federal government as your bank, telling you what to do with your money?
I vote no. I don't want a CBDC. I don't want
Okay.
them telling me what I can buy, my carbon credits.
We're going to tell you a little bit more about what a CBDC could do, a central bank digital currency, and exactly how scary it could be. But there is at least some adults in Congress. Representative from Minnesota, Tom Emer, proposed a ban on CBDC this Sunday. This is a bill that would halt the federal government from using the central bank digital currency. Here is the bill. We're going to show it to you, but first we're going to show him discussing it. It's called the CBDC Anti-Surveillance Act. Watch.
The Central Bank Digital Currency Anti-Surveillance State Act, which puts a check on unelected bureaucrats and ensures that the United States digital currency policy upholds our values of privacy, individual sovereignty, and free market competitiveness. Recent actions from the Biden administration have made it clear that they are not only itching to create a digital dollar, but they're willing to trade Americans' right to financial privacy for a surveillance-style CBDC. This bill ensures the future of crypto is in the hands of the American people, not the administrative state. By prohibiting the Federal Reserve from creating a tool with unfettered insight into Americans' financial data. If not open, permissionless, and private, like cash, a CBDC is nothing more than a CCP-style surveillance tool that can be weaponized to oppress the American way of life. We're not going to let that happen. Not on House Republicans' watch. And I want to thank the Financial Services Committee for considering our bill this month, and we're going to continue working to ensure that the digital economy is designed by Americans and emulates American values. And I return it to the... Way to go.
Right. He's not wrong. What he's saying here is that cryptocurrency should not be owned by governments. This is a distinction I think missed by most people, and it's an important one. CBDC is not a blockchain, is not a cryptocurrency. By definition, a cryptocurrency has to be unregulated, untraceable, and outside of the control of a government. A CBDC is the opposite of that. It's like day and night, right? And so I think some people think, oh, Bitcoin,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
just
cool. Is this
trackable.
like $1 Bitcoin? Like it, I'm in. No, that's wrong. That's wrong think. This is the opposite. Governments have used the popularity of crypto to pretend like, hey, we got one too. A CBDC is just a more controllable dollar. Higher taxable, and it's much worse for you. I'm going to show you why in a second. So let's just think for a moment what history tells us happens when the government gets involved in an industry. When a government realizes, oh, people like this idea of cryptocurrency, let's do it ourselves. Let's think. Government housing, did that go well when the government decided to provide housing? No. That's why we call it the projects, right? That's a negative term. It's a pejorative for housing no one really wants to live in, because it did not go well. Student lending, well, big banks got out of that years ago, and now interest rates on student loans are just as high or higher than credit cards, because that's a predatory system now that it's federal, right? So why would we think that the government would take the reins of crypto and it would go well for us, especially the United States government, which has squandered its responsibility as the holder of the global currency? We made that point when Carol Roth joined us 2 weeks ago. Now, one of the things that protects us from the Fed directly controlling our money right now is that the Fed...
Hey, used to have a servitude, but I was just a pup. I don't wanna catch the feelings, I be trying to see what's up. I let Shorty clean the fitness, I be diving in the rough.
What's up, YouTube? It's Chris Saint, and I'm just here to explain options in a simplified way. In today's example, I'm going to use Nike, but the game I give can be applied to any particular stock that trades options, okay? Okay, the first thing you want to do is hit trade, and then once trade pops up, guys, you want to hit trade options. Okay, this screen right here is your discover page. The numbers at the top is nothing more than your expiration date. The expiration date is just the date that you believe the stock will either go up or down based on what you chose, okay? And we'll jump into what you choose in just a second. But before we do that, let me give you some terms that you need to know before you get going on your journey. The number one term that you need to know, guys, is in the money. You might see it referred to as ITM. All it refers to is in the money. In the money simply means that you are in the money if the stock price is higher than the strike price at expiration. Long story short, guys, in the money means you're making money. The next one you need to know in your journey is ATM. That is at the money, okay? And at the money simply means you are at the money if the stock price is the same as the strike price at expiration, okay? And so, again, you're basically at break even if you're at the money, all right? And then the last one you need to know is out of the money, otherwise known as OTM. And that just means that you are out of the money if the stock price is below the strike price at expiration. So long story short, out of the money means you're losing money, okay? So listen, guys, you need to know and have close to you those three things because that's going to determine how your trade goes, all right? Next, you want to hit an expiration date. So for this example, we're going to choose September 18th. Right now, you see what shows up on your screen is buy and sell. We just want to focus on buying and selling, okay? You have two options when you trade options. You can buy or you can sell, okay? So typically, you want to buy something that you believe in, right? So in this particular case, you would buy a car, all right? On the other end, you may sell something that you don't believe in. And so that particular case, you would sell a put. So long story short, guys, a car is a bet that you believe the stock price will go up. So using this example, Nike is $119 right now. A call would mean that we will bet that it will go up to 120 or higher. Okay? If we believe Nike would go down, sitting at $119, we would be placing a put. A put means we think Nike's going to go to 118, 117 or below. Okay? So nothing to it. If we believe go up. So using this
puts mean they go down.
You want to buy something that you believe in, right? So in this particular case, you would buy a car. All right. On the other end, you may sell the strike price at expiration. So long story short, out of the money means you're losing money, okay? So listen, guys, you need to know and have close to you those three things because that's going to determine how your trade goes, all right? Next, you want to hit an expiration date. So for this example, we're going to choose September 18th. Right now, you see what shows up on your screen is buy and sell. We just want to focus on buying and selling, okay? You have two options when you trade options. You can buy or you can sell, okay? So typically, you want to buy something that you believe in, right? So in this particular case, you would buy a car, all right? On the other end, you may sell something that you don't believe in. And so that particular case, you would sell a put. So long story short, guys, a car is a bet that you believe the stock price will go up. So using this example, Nike is $119 right now. A call would mean that we will bet that it will go up to 120 or higher, okay? If we believe Nike would go down, sitting at $119, we would be placing a put. A put means we think Nike's going to go to 118, 117 or below, okay? So nothing too extravagant, nothing too complex.
What's the cost?
You would buy a car and you would sell a put.
The cost at 127?
Okay? And if you stay within that
Does
range,
it cost stock price?
beginners on your journey with trading options,
120
you guys can
call.
limit and mitigate
I
some
don't
of
know
your
when
risk,
this
okay?
video
For the
made.
sake of this video,
So I don't think
for
it's
the sake of
120
this
right
example,
now.
let's quickly buy a car. So we believe if we place in a car that we think Nike will go up from here, okay? And
It's
so
Nike.
I'm going to buy an in the money car, which is 120, okay? And if you see this, you see it's at 99 cents. Times everything by 100 to get your final cost, okay? And so the break even will be $120.99. That's where that 99 cent part come from. The break even means I would need to go up 1.8% from its current price to break even. So let's walk through this very